Good day, Merry Meet. My name is Glennis and I am the Witch of Whitetail Hollow. I want to warmly welcome you to my channel. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. It is such a pleasure to see you and I appreciate each and every one of you. Today's video is, of course, seasonal. I love to work seasonally. And the thing of it is I feel like I'm taking the path of least resistance when I work seasonal, not only with my magic, but in my kitchen witchery and in my kitchen period. You have to go with what is seasonal. I guess you don't have to, but it's a lot easier and it's a lot less expensive. But what I'm talking about today are leaves and leaf magic and correspondences, and this is just to inspire you, because for you to go for a walk, which is very good for you, you aren't doing the trees or anyone else, I don't think, any harm by picking up a few fallen leaves, taking them back home and working with them. So there you go. But I know that probably quite a few of you work with eucalyptus, and I work with eucalyptus leaves myself. And when I work with eucalyptus, it is mainly for healing. Now, we all know about working with bay leaves, and not only, for protection, but bay is a very good way of taking something, a sigil, a name, a wish, a want, and burning it and casting it out into the universe and letting the universe and our deities know what you want, need, desire, whatever. But there are so many other leaves. And now I don't have an example of every leaf here simply because of the location that I'm at, but several different leaves just to inspire you. If you just happen, or if you just happen to know someone, if you happen to have it yourself or know someone who has a fig leaves are very good for sensuality and fertility. And you guys know I work with figs themselves very often in my fertility spells. And so, yes, fig leaves. If you have access to apple trees or apricot trees, that they are exceptionally good for love, romance, fertility, lust, and youth. If you have, and I think I have a few maple over here that I gathered myself, but maple, peach, or walnut is very good for divination. You could, with regards to the leaves, you could make a tincture and anoint yourself with the tincture when you go into divination. If you want to burn these particular leaves for divination, gather some of those up, allow them to dry, and burn them, and see what you can see as far as divination is concerned in the smoke. And smoke is just one small aspect of divination, of looking into and seeing what you see. Oak. Now, when you think of oak, of course, you think of a big, massive oak tree. And of course, I'm used to growing up with big, old oak trees. But in spell work, when you use an oak, you have to be very careful, because as far as spell work is concerned, it may take a little while to manifest, because oak is, notoriously a slow grower, slow to develop. But oak is very good for money, finances, and of course longevity, because we know some oaks are very old. Strength. Think of a strong, mighty oak. And willow. Now, I know we do have a few willow trees around here, although they're on private property, and I dare not go and do that. But willow is for enhancement. Willow is very good for moon magic, and willow leaves are very good if you happen to decide to connect with the underworld. Now, as far as color correspondences go, brown, and I have, believe me, I have a few here, brown leaves. Brown leaves are very good for home, hearth. They're very good if you're doing animal magic, or if you want to, or if you need to do some spell work, if you've lost something, brown leaves are very, very good for finding lost objects. I do not have any gold leaves here yet. It is still early in the season here, but gold, of course, you have to think of the masculine, abundance, money, 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 fortune, luxury, and gold, positivity. And again, I do not have an example here. I don't think orange, if you can gather some bright orange leaves, I totally would use these if you were going to be doing a road opener, if you are doing some spell work with regards to depression, abundance. Again, that kind of ties in with a road opener, opportunity, happiness, energy. Orange is very, very good to lift spirits and lift depression. Red. Now, I do have red here. I absolutely do have red here. And I have some red leaves here. And actually, these are a year old. I very, very often gather leaves, but red, think of passion, lust, anger, strength, and confidence. Everything that red evokes. And you can also probably tie in a little bit of energy to that, because red is very, very stimulating. So if you have a little bit of spell work that you want to just, push right along, red leaves are very, very good. And yellow, I'm looking through everything, and I kind of have a little bit of yellow here, but not really. Not yellow like most of us are saying, but yellow is for friendship, of course, productivity, and to remove negative thoughts. And yellow is also very, very good if you're going to be doing glamour magic or any kind of a beauty spell. Now, ways to use this other than spell work, because if you're out walking in a park or wherever, and you have the opportunity to pick up some of this beautiful things that nature is just giving to us, you can always decorate your altar with it. I have, and I don't have it here. I guess I should have grabbed it, but I do have a big candle stand with a candle in it that I put acorns and pine cones and leaves, and I decorate that. But your altar space, your candles, you can press them in books like, clearly, clearly I have done. You can press them in your book of shadows and use them at a later date. Like I said, this is a year old, but look how lovely it is. It is just beautiful. Other ways that I've used leaves, now in the very, very back part of this property here, there is a very large magnolia tree, and every once in a while I will go out when I need to, and I'll gather up some magnolia leaves for two purposes. If I'm repotting a plant, I will stuff them in the bottom of a plant to, of course, keep the dirt and everything from washing away. But eventually, over time, the magnolia leaf will degrade, and all of the nutrients will go back up into the soil and back up into the plant there. I also use magnolia leaves, not brown ones, but green ones. And believe me, the green ones do fall. If you are having, well, you don't even have to have a dinner party. What am I saying? If you just want to have a lovely breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, whatever. I have actually used, and again, they're free, magnolia leaves and I lay them out up under a plate, set the plate on top of it, and that way you just have just a ridge of beautiful maple leaves peeking out from a plate. It is just gorgeous. But you can also use, you know, things like a maple tree for love, whatever kind of working you're doing, to use them to charge your crystals, your stones. If you're doing any kind of moon work, lay them in a beautiful, beautiful lined maple, whatever leaf you choose to use, healing, in a dish, and place your crystals out for charging. That is always a good thing. You can also grind them when they're dry, like this one is. Oh, it's very, very dry, very, very dry. And I believe this one came from the hollow. But you can also grind them with eggshell, and again, for protection, and whatever kind of protection that you're doing with eggshell work. You can also use them, like I probably will be over the holidays, grabbing the magnolia leaves and fashioning them to make a garland for around your door or across your door, or maybe even like a teardrop effect. But for protection, things like that for your home, and of course to repel any kind of negativity. But this is a spell jar I did for someone, and you can see, oh, I believe you can see a little bit of leaf here that I've had sitting here. I've already burned several candles on it, and I put the leaves in there with sigils, names, salt, coffee beans for a little bit of a boost to kind of hurry this along, a honey to sweeten the situation up, and I'm burning black to repel any kind of negativity that this person has encountered, that they are manifesting towards possibly other people. And it's just a very sweet, simple little thing. It's very simple. As our leaves turn brown and fall to the ground, any and all, awesome, any and all negativity in your life shall turn around. Autumn begins as summer ends, as our seasons changes to whoever it is, I now send. And then you may say, Jane Doe, I send to you today positive changes and a positive attitude to stay. This is my will. So mote it be. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. And, drop a comment below and let me know how you use leaves in your magic. Other than bay and eucalyptus, do you use anything unusual that maybe we haven't talked about or thought about? Stay happy, healthy, and safe. Merry part, and I hope to merry meet again. Goodbye, guys.